Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. On today's show, we see the fun and excitement from the 10th annual Shell Point Open Golf Tournament. But first, a few reminders about Friday's events. Dr. Trevor Elmquist will be bringing his decades of experience in ophthalmology to a Health Connection class about dry eye syndrome. Find out how to deal with this condition at this free presentation, happening Friday at 1:15 p.m. in the Social Center. And then if you love good time, old-fashioned music, then you won't want to miss our organ concerts Friday in the Woodlands Commons. Tom Hone is a prolific performer and a Shell Point favorite. He'll bring a variety of Broadway favorites, old standards, and more traditional tunes to the digital Allen Theater organ at the Woodlands Commons. He'll offer two performances, Friday at 2 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. Attend one or both of these fun performances. Also this weekend, now that the weather has cooled down a bit, how about a round of golf? Our Shell Point Golf Club has never looked better, with its completely rebuilt greens and manicured fairways. We had the first chance to glimpse these renovations at the 10th annual Shell Point Open Golf Tournament, a charity golf event which benefited memory care at the Larson Pavilion. Let's take a look at the fun that was had at this year's Shell Point Open.
We are privileged to be here and be a part of this wonderful event. Benefiting
Peter Dice. Peter is the president of Shell Point. He would like to say a few.
Express our warm greetings to you and thanks for your participation.
Kenny Campbell played in the 5 team.
If you'd like to try these fantastic new greens yourself, now is the time, before the seasonal traffic fills up the Shell Point Golf Club. It's also a great way to spend time with visiting family members at Thanksgiving or Christmas. They even offer lessons for every skill level, with PGA professional Gary Keating and his staff. To learn more or to reserve a tee time, contact the Shell Point Golf Club at 433-9790 or visit them at shellpointgolf.com. Now let's cover all of the weekend's happenings from Resort Services. Then, after your Academy news, menus, and church news, stay tuned for our ShellPoint TV Week in Review.
Thank you for tuning in with us today for ShellPoint TV's Happening segment. My name is Leslie Brand, and this is Bev Chanley, and we are here to tell you about the activities for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday morning, we're going to start out at 8:15 in the Stamp Ministry. Volunteers are welcome in the Stamp Room. 8:30 is the famous Marketplace in the Administration Courtyard on the island. It goes until 11:30. 9 o'clock is the men's match play doubles tennis at the tennis courts. 10 o'clock is canasta in the game room at the Woodlands. 12:30 is mixed progressive bridge in the game room. 1:15 is Health Connections Dry Eye in the Social Center. Sign up is required. 1:15 is table tennis in the Tarpon Room on the island. Also at 1:15 is Quilters in the Osprey Room. 1:30 we have the Model Train Room in the Train Room, and that goes until 3:30. 1:30 we have the Vespers in the Community Room at the Arbor. 2 o'clock is Euchre in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. And also at 2 o'clock, don't miss the organ concert with Tom Hohen in the Commons at the Woodlands. 2:45 is the Great Decisions in the Manatee Room. 2:45 is Vespers in the Community Room at King's Crown. 6:45 is Game Night in the Resident Activity Center. And if you missed his 2 o'clock performance, then come at 7 o'clock for another organ concert with Tom Hohen and the Commons at the Woodlands. Now here's Bev to tell you about Saturday's activities.
Thanks, Leslie. We're going to start at 8 o'clock with round robin men's doubles tennis at the tennis courts. Then we move to 9:30 where the women's doubles tennis will take over the course. 9:45 is the time duplicate bridge will be played down in the Manatee Room. Also at 9:45 we have a Health Connections class, ShellPoint pole walking class. That'll be in the Health Club. That's currently full. At 10:15 the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be sailing their little model yachts down at the Woodland Commons Lake. And we jump to the afternoon for 1 o'clock chess being played in the Library Lounge of the Resident Activity Center. At 1 o'clock, we have a group going out for a play. They're going to see Something Intangible at the Gulf Shore Playhouse in Naples. The court pickups begin at 1 o'clock on the island, 1:15 at the Woodlands, and 1:30 for Eagles Preserve residents. Sign up is required. At 1:15, we have table tennis down in the Tarpon Room, and that will be available all weekend unless it's otherwise noted. At 3:15, it's time for basic line dancing in the Health Club. And duplicate bridge will be played at 6:30, but they would like you to arrive by 6:15 so they can start at 6:30 promptly. That's in the Manatee Room on the island. And now here's Leslie with your Sunday lineup.
Well, Bev, at 9 o'clock, we have the Christian Life Studies in the game room. 9:15 is the Christian Life Studies at the Village Church. At 10:15 is the morning worship at the Village Church on the island, broadcast live on ShellPoint TV Channel 12. 2 o'clock is the Mixed Golf League, the ShellPoint Golf Club. 3:15 is the Ballroom Line Dance for Beginners, the Health Club. And lastly, for Sunday at 6:15 is evening service at the Village Church on the island. We hope you have a fun-filled, relaxing weekend, and we will see you right back here on Monday.
Hello, I'm Terry Koleth with your Academy information for the weekend. On Friday, November 22nd at 9:15, we have Adobe Photoshop Elements continuing in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. At 10 o'clock, we offer Before the Killing Begins in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and all are welcome. Next week, we have 2 new classes. One is Security Password Protection with Penny Modridge of Nautilus and Bruce Findlay of Sundial. And we have The Fourth Crusade with Professor Adrian Kerr.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is hand-battered cod with steak-cut fries and peas. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $14.95, and the soup of the day is split pea. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Friday, enjoy a Sloppy Joe with coleslaw for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are lamb chops for $20.95 or stuffed shrimp for $15.95. On Saturdays, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, enjoy a chicken parmesan sandwich with chips for $7.25. The dinner special is a meat lover's calzone with sautéed vegetables for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Saturday are prime rib for $19.95 or baked cod for $16.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, there's a patty melt with onion rings for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Randy Woods, and I'm here with our senior pastor, Andy Hawkins, today as we look forward to another weekend, and you're wrapping up the sermon series, Raiders of the Lost Soul.
That's right.
This coming Sunday.
Isn't that amazing? Now, obviously it was a reference to the series starring Harrison Ford called Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we talked about the trilogy. We also talked about the fact that they attacked an extra movie onto the end.
A few years later.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, this is the same kind of thing. This flows out of the Luke 15 trilogy of parables. But there's sort of an extra thing tacked on at the end of this last parable.
Okay.
It's the parable of the lost son, also known as the parable of the prodigal son. And in and of itself, it has essentially the same theme as the previous two parables, the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the lost coin. But the parable of the lost son gets a little bit more complicated, and then it tacks on the story of the older brother, the other son. And in a sense, it's the punchline of all three of those parables, because the context of that section has to do with Jesus responding to the thoughts and dispositions of the Pharisees, who don't like the fact that Jesus is hanging around with lost people or sinners. And so what he's really driving at comes to a head in this last part of the parable of the lost son, which isn't really about the lost son, it's about the older son, who never was lost. Or was he lost? That's the question. And you'll have to tune in to find out the answer to that question.
You're not going to tell us today.
I'm not going to tell you today.
Oh,
no,
boy.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, as we share Sunday morning and then Sunday night, again, continuing in this series, the dimensions of grace.
That's correct.
Will be our focus. Mm-hmm. And this being the last weekend of the month prior to Thanksgiving, it's always been the tradition to have pumpkin pie.
That's correct.
So we look forward Sunday night. This will be your first time, but we've done it for years. And so Sunday night after the service, we invite everyone to come and be a part of that time of fellowship. And throughout the day, morning and evening, we're looking forward to music not only by the choir, but Carol Cooper, one of our choir members, and also a friend of hers, Wendy Reynolds, are going to be sharing some duets and solos morning and evening. Special music in the service. And it'll be a great time of worship as we gather again this weekend.
Yeah, it sounds terrific. I'm looking forward to the music, and I'm even looking forward to the preaching, I guess.
Oh, well, we do every week, so we look forward to that. Trust you'll join with us as we worship together Sunday morning, 10:15, Sunday night at 6:15, and of course the morning service can be viewed at ShellPoint TV Channel 12 as you watch the live broadcast. So we look forward to sharing together and trust you'll join us here as we worship the Lord Sunday morning.
It's time to revisit some of the best stories this week from ShellPoint TV. And we began the week by visiting with the staff of the Legacy Foundation.
Hello everyone, I'm Terry Kolath, and I have the privilege today to introduce you to three lovely ladies who know a lot about money, and they work in your Legacy Foundation. They are in this issue of ShellPoint Life. And here's their picture, here's their article. Julie Boyd, Dina Malley, and Deborah Henning, Legacy Foundation. We're talking about Daily Money Manager Accreditation. That is amazing. Tell us a little bit about it, Deborah.
Well, we're pretty proud of ourselves for this achievement. There was a process where we had to actually study for the exam, and Dina will tell you more about that. We had to qualify to take the exam once we knew what we were doing. And they do a rigorous background check. We're also tested on certain skills. We had to work at least 1,500 hours in our field in a year.
That 1,500 hours ahead of time makes sure that people who get into this course are hit the ground running.
Exactly.
Know what they're doing.
Exactly. It's not you have to do the 1,500 hours every year.
Wow.
It helped us a lot. But our daily work is what really made it for us.
Julie, tell us a little bit about how this how this actually works now that you have the certification. How is it when you're working with our residents at Shell Point?
Well, we use it in our everyday business. It lends credibility and legitimacy, really, to what we're doing. It helps us be more well-rounded with our clients. We deal with clients either face-to-face, over the phone, coming in, new residents, sometimes prospective residents that are not, with Shell Point as of yet. So we try to help out in any way that we can.
I would assume that this would give you another layer of confidence. You must be the questions must come at you constantly. And now you have this information that you can draw on, that you're sure of.
Exactly, yeah.
And how many people do you see in an average month at Shell Point, would you say, Dina?
Right now we have over 130 households here at Shell Point, and it's about 150 people, and they're in all walks of Shell Point. So plus you have to imagine we see clients that are not ours, but they live here at Shell Point when they need help with insurance questions or financial planning questions. So we could see, 400 or 500 people every month between the staff that we have. So it's amazing.
You know who's coming and a little bit about what they're going to want to talk about when they get there.
Sometimes. Sometimes they just walk in. So we're always on our toes and ready to assist resident or clients. It doesn't matter. We're just here to help people. So.
And you've also shared that the land representative has been a part of this.
That's right. We have an office in our Alliance community, and we do have a staff person up there. She's been with us for 2.5 years, and she also took the Daily Money Manager accreditation test, and we're really happy to say that she passed as well. So now we have 4 people on our staff of 8 that are certified money managers. So we're very proud of the staff.
And I love the fact that it's a daily money management, because in our kind of economy and the times we live in, daily people have questions about money. Everything's fluctuating all the time. So we're just so proud that we have you and that you're here looking to the needs and interests of our residents. What are your hours, Dina?
Our hours are 9 to 4. Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
Yes.
And how would we get in touch with you?
Our phone number is 466-8484.
Also to be found in the resident roster under Legacy Foundation.
That's correct.
Well, again, I have to echo what Tim Stevenson always says about his staff, that we are very fortunate to have you in your service to our residents, the 3 of you, and our person in the DeLand office who works with the Legacy Foundation. And so proud that now we have Daily Money Manager accreditation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thursday night was the first concert in our Concert and Conversation series, but there are plenty more to look forward to. Dawn Boren told us more.
We love to put on a good show here at Shell Point. But for those of us who truly appreciate good music, there's nothing like an intimate classical performance from some of the best instrumentalists in the world. Hi, I'm Dawn Boren, Director of Resident Life here at Shell Point. We are proud to announce the return of our Concert and Conversation series as part of our ongoing concert lineup. The Concert and Conversation series brings world-class musicians to the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands, allowing you to get up close and personal with their expert performances. Your ticket also includes dessert and mingling with the artists afterwards. It's a unique atmosphere, and we've got 4 unique performances to match this season. We began our series with a group formed right nearby in Naples. The Ars Nova String Trio features violin, viola, and cello, performers of the highest caliber who have played at Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, and other venues around the world. Their skill brought them together as part of the Naples Philharmonic, and now they have struck out on their own, playing the finest string music ever composed. Come hear the Ars Nova String Trio on Thursday, November 21st. In January, we hear from an instrument that doesn't often get the spotlight, the bassoon. We're pleased to welcome Shelley Monroe Wong, who has degrees from both the Eastman and Yale Schools of Music. As a part of chamber groups and orchestras, she plays the bassoon and its very large and deep cousin, the contrabassoon. Shelley enjoys performing contemporary works alongside the classics, so don't miss her performance on Thursday, January 30th. Our next group is the Washington Saxophone Quartet, whose music is more famous than you might realize. NPR's radio program All Things Considered plays their 4-part saxophone harmonies as bumper music in between their stories. The Washington Saxophone Quartet, or WSAX-Q as they like to be called, have performed around the world for more than 3 decades, utilizing different octaves of saxophones. Their 4-part sound can evoke everything from strong brass band to fancy jazz group. Come hear the WSAX-Q, or Washington Saxophone Quartet, playing in the Grand Cypress Room on Monday, March 3rd. Finally, our series wouldn't be complete without a world-class pianist. Young Tak has been referred to as a thrilling blend of fury and finesse. Originally from Korea, her expertise is unquestioned, having received training at 3 distinguished institutions: the Juilliard School, New England Conservatory, and Peabody Institute at Johns Hopkins University. In her hands, the piano works of the master composers come alive. See her in person as Young Tak performs at Shell Point on Monday, April 7th. That's the lineup for our Concert and Conversation series. Remember that all the concerts take place in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands and are followed by artist receptions where you can chat with the performers and enjoy desserts and beverages. Tickets are just $25 per concert, or you can purchase all 4 concerts for just $80. That's a savings of $20 off the normal ticket price. Just watch for your Shell Point Concert Series brochure and then call our box office at 454-2067 or stop by the service desk to purchase your tickets. And remember that all Shell Point concerts are open to the public, but Shell Point residents enjoy the first opportunity to buy tickets. Once again, be ready to attend the Ars Nova String Trio on November 21st, bassoonist Shelley Wong on January 30th, the Washington Saxophone Quartet on March 3rd, and pianist Young Tak on April 7th. We look forward to thrilling concerts and fascinating conversations during this performance season. I'm Dawn Bourne.
Miriam Armstrong plays violin in the Shell Point String Ensemble. She explains why it's more fun to play with a group.
Violins, violas, cellos. The first violin would play the upper part, and then the viola would play the next lowest, and then the cello the lowest. I myself played when I was young. My grandfather was in the music department at Oberlin College. And although I didn't know him, my grandmother told me a lot about him. And she, in fact, gave me his violin. So when I was in junior high, that's when I began playing. When I started playing the violin again, after many years of not playing, I wanted someone to play with. And so I talked to a few people here, and we got a few people together. Some of these people have been playing for, 40, 50, even 60 years. And then there are one or two who have only been playing for maybe not quite 10 years. One thing that this group has taught me is keeping time with them. You know, when I am playing by myself, I can use any time I want to, but when I play with them, I have to be with them. I hear only myself when I'm playing by myself, but now, we hear 3 or 4 different parts. And that's the beauty of playing together. Also, there's the camaraderie too, getting to know other people, knowing their musical backgrounds. Musically, they have helped me a great deal. This group likes to play traditional music. Right now, being close to Christmas, we're concentrating on Christmas music, but then we'll play waltzes and marches, show tunes, hymns sometime. So just the gamut.
Jared Pike gave us an update on the recent technical issues with ShellPoint TV.
Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike here with ShellPoint TV. And what a summer it's been for television here at ShellPoint. As you can see, we've done some cleaning here. This equipment used to carry ShellPoint TV. We had all this in our studio. These little wires and plugs and connectors and frayed edges here used to bring you ShellPoint Today, Channel 11, on a daily basis. Well, we transitioned. We're in the 21st century now. Now our television system is entirely digital. Now when we made that transition, yes, it was a little bumpy. And one of the bumps came with our Channel 11. Our show was out of lip sync. The lips would say one thing and then the audio would be in another time. And that's frustrating. We know. It was frustrating for us too. And it took us 3 months to find a solution for it. So now I want to bring you up to date as to where we are with ShellPoint TV. Our 3 channels, Channel 13 is in HD and widescreen. Channel 12 is in HD and widescreen. Channel 11, okay, it's not in HD, it's not in widescreen. Because while we did fix the technical problems, we still do not have the equipment to broadcast in HD from here in the studio. And I want to be honest with you and tell you why. It's because we pride ourselves here at ShellPoint TV on doing the most with the least. For example, maybe you saw our show where we talked about the GoPro, that tiny camera that we attach to golf carts and motorcycles and boats and whatever. We love that small equipment because it enables us to get our jobs done quickly and as cheaply as possible. And for example, look at what Dan is filming with right now. It's not the biggest camera in the world. It's a little handheld camera. Now most studios, they use large HD cameras. Well, again, we're trying to do our best to be stewards of ShellPoint's money, and so we use tiny cameras. So eventually, someday down the line, our channel, Channel 11, will be widescreen and in HD. And so we appreciate your patience during this last 3 months in getting everything worked out, all the bugs, and eventually, when we get that budget, we're going to be able to come in widescreen HD in all its glory. So, I appreciate your patience once again. If you have technical problems with your TV, please call the ShellPoint call center. That's 454-2190. This is Jared Pike for ShellPoint TV.
We had to get up early to follow the adventures of Larry and Joe, our ShellPoint internal mail carriers.
Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike with ShellPoint TV, and it's early. How early is it? It's 6:30 in the morning. But you got to get up early if you want to deliver the mail, and that's what these guys do every day. We have Larry Chafin and Joe Racimus. They're our mail clerks today. How are you guys doing? This is a normal time for you, 6:30 in the morning.
Yes it is. Good morning.
All right. Well, We're going to go out and follow them as they deliver the mail and do all that they do. But first, you kind of split the duties, right? Who does what?
Well, we both do the same, only I do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Joe does it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And what's the first thing that you do?
The first thing we do each morning is load up island mail, deliver it to each building, pick up and sort their outgoing internal mail, and after 15 stops, we're back here.
And then, and so that's going to be your job today, right?
Correct.
All right, what's the next step?
What we call our administrative run, all of the staff offices on the island.
The Welcome Center, the Medical Center.
Right. And then we go out to the Woodlands, the Eagles Preserve, and the Springs.
And is there an advantage to doing it early in the morning?
We don't have to have so much traffic always with other people getting around, so we're in and out of the way before everything really gets going.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, Joe, I don't want to keep you. I know you're on a schedule. So why don't you take your cart and we're going to follow you there, and Larry and I are going to talk about what happens back here.
Okay, sounds good.
Off you go. Thank you.
So we get the mail out of our little bins here. They're sorted by each building. Normally we try and have the mail sorted in numerical sequence to where, you know, it's a little faster. Sometimes we'll have some packages, you know, that we deliver. If they're too big, there's 2 bins or a big bin down there that we'll put the boxes in there for the resident. And we have pickup boxes here for all the outgoing that the residents leave. So anything that we sort there that goes to the island, that way it's delivered from here on. Anything that goes to the Woodlands and Eagles is in this box, and then we'll sort it after we get back to the shop.
When they leave, when they're not here, they have different devices that they block their internal mailbox with, and then that way we know not to deliver, that they don't want to receive any mail until they return.
Then like sometimes if the boxes are blocked, we can't deliver them. So we just put blocked on these, and then we return them to where they came from, so they can resend them at a later time. It really saves the residents a lot of money, not having to pay postage to, you know, send cards, birthday cards and stuff like that. It really just keeps the residents informed, like when we do the weekly reminder, you know, lets them communicate with one another, because, you know, some of them can't get out as much as they'd like to. So it's really a good service for them. Keeps them more in touch with one another at a minimal cost.
In this room here, we have our copy machine. As you can see, we can fold, staple like a booklet, staple in the corner, 2-sided stuff. We can print 110 copies, single page, a minute. So we have a pretty fast machine. We just break them down by the Arbor, Kings Crown, the Woodlands, Eagles Preserve, and all of that. We'll do the Academy, which is a big booklet. Twice a year, we do the resident roster, their phone book. We do that January, delivered January, July. We also have started this past year with the Health Connection, and we do that twice a year. And we also do all of the in-house menus for the Arbor and for Kings Crown, and we do those on a weekly basis as well. This machine has over 7 million copies on it, and we've had the machine just a couple of months, over 4 years. So we do a lot of in-house copying. So we try to do as much in-house, obviously, to save money for Shell Point. Born and raised in Arkansas. I was in the Air National Guard for 23 years.
I was head of a maintenance department, big apartment complex, similar to Shell Point. It was a big retirement village in Indiana. So I ran the maintenance, housekeeping crew, and by trade I'm an electrician.
And then I worked for a railroad in the Panhandle of Florida for another 10 years. And that's when I retired the second time.
When I first started on, I was working over in the mid-rises as a tech over there full-time. But I'm retired or semi-retired, so I just wanted to work part-time.
So I applied and kept bugging them enough until they finally were tired of talking to me, so they hired me. As a result of all of that, they can't get rid of me now. I've been here for a little over 6 years, and I really, really enjoy it.
With the views like this, see the sunrise every morning.
We're proud to make sure that we have the mail delivered in a timely manner. This came from one of our residents that they gave to us to put up here. Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stops these couriers from their swift completion of their appointed rounds. Both Joe and I really have only one speed, and that's we try to get through it as fast as we can. We obviously are competitive with each other and try to get through before the other one would finish.
I might be a little faster on the island than he is, but he's faster in the woodlands and the eagles.
And so we have fun with it. Although we deliver the mail and with our golf cart, we also walk about 3.5 miles a day as well. So we do have to be in pretty good shape.
For somebody that is short, he really walks fast.
And for a couple of old guys, we're in pretty good shape for the shape we're in.
But you can't get a much better job than this, just to get out, talk to people.
Interaction with the residents is I just love. I make it a point to speak to every one of them, no matter where they are. If they're walking away, I'll holler at them to wave to them.
Morning, guys.
Just to let them know that they've got someone that cares, and I give them a smile, and it helps make my day. We try to do whatever we need to do, and just those little things means a lot to the residents. And we stay as long as we need to stay to get done whatever needs to be done. It's all a team effort, and both Joe and I enjoy it. So.
Well, Joe, that's it. It's another hard day's work.
Well, appreciate it.
And Larry told me that you guys have a lot of pride in your work. Is that right?
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's something that has to be done every day. Every day. But I feel good with you guys in charge. I feel that all the mail's getting where it needs to. We're all informed, and thanks to Larry and Joe and their hard work, every day at Shell Point is a new day and a happy day. So this is Jared Pike with Joe and Larry back in the warehouse for Shell Point TV.
On Friday, Dr. Albert Myers is hosting an Academy Roundtable on the subject of mass violence and how it can be prevented.
Hello everyone, I'm Terry Kolath, and I'm here today with Dr. Albert Myers of Genonia. We're talking about a special opportunity we're offering in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. Thanks for joining me, Albert.
A great pleasure, Terry.
It's so nice once a year that the members of the Inquiring Minds group brings us a DVD from the Stanley Foundation. Now, you do this on a regular basis with Inquiring Minds, but once a year, you and I kind of think, what kind of topic should we explore in the Academy this year? And what we've decided on to this semester, is Before the Killing Begins, the Politics of Mass Violence.
And it's one of the most difficult questions in our world today. But you and I lived through the generation which was saying back in the 40s and 50s, never again, never again. Yeah. But it's happened again and again and again and again and again. Not only the Holocaust, Cambodia, the Bosnian massacres, genocide in South Sudan, in Iraq, in Libya, in the Eastern Congo, on and on and on we could go. It's just been horrific.
And never again, why are we still experiencing mass violence? Is this something we're going to look at when you share the DVD with us?
Partly, but mostly we're going to look at how to intervene ahead of the mass violence. In other words, to intervene helpfully as a world community based on the agreement signed in the United Nations by 170 world leaders in 2005. Responsibility to protect. That's the protocol. Working out the details of that is something that the whole world community has a stake in. Now, we have examples of the way it's worked initially, but we need to expand our understanding and our support for this, and that's one of the aims of our program.
Okay, so anyone across the country who's looking at this DVD will be able to assess this accord that's been agreed to.
We hope so, and how it can be implemented. There's the key. It's one thing to have the goal. It's quite another thing to make sure everybody's on board and that we intervene early by watching for the signs as to when instability is coming into a country and or terrorism has started to begin, and or when genocide appears on the horizon, and how can we intervene helpfully in a positive way before the killing begins.
Tell us a little bit about these Stanley Foundation DVDs. It seems from the ones you've shared in the past that they're just fabulous.
The Stanley Foundation is a private foundation, a family-owned foundation. It's not accountable to any political board of directors externally, but it has such a good reputation and is so well regarded around the world that we've found their materials to be helpful in stirring discussion and eliciting ideas from people. And that's the key in the Academy program. We want to give most of the time to discussion, to engage people.
Well, as always, we thank you, not only for what you do on a regular basis, you and the others in Inquiring Minds, but for bringing it to us in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I hope you take advantage of this once-a-year opportunity, if you're not a regular member of Inquiring Minds, to come find out what the Stanley Foundation is all about. Look at the amazing information they bring us in a DVD and take part in discussion afterwards. You're all welcome on Friday, November 22nd. We'll meet in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands from 10 to 11:30 with Dr. Albert Myers of Genonia, who will facilitate our discussion.
Last week's Festival of Heroes was an amazing collection of events. Here's a look back.
Come into my heart. Tell me, darling, we we will never part. I want you, darling, so come go with me. Come on, go with me. Come on, go with me. Come on, go with me. Wow, 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 wow.
better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in next week for more stories and news from around your community. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I'm Dan Filgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope that you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.